Namaskar and good evening to all those who are with me live today. Thank you so much, Abhivira, for providing such a wonderful platform discussing on such important issues, which is the need of the hour. I'm honored to be with such eminent personalities. There are so many doctors spreading such good messages and such wonderful positivity around. As school heads, there is a constant endeavor from our side to teach our students to pay tribute to all such warriors. To introduce myself, I am Dr. Suchitra Bhattacharya, Principal of Manav Rachana International School, Chambud. I am an army wife, and because of this army culture, army connectivity, I had the privilege of going to most of the states of our country, and I've seen our culture from every point. And I'm proud to be an Indian. I'm proud to be an army woman. Today on this platform, I'm here to talk on what the education sector is doing for our students on the health and wellness with the values that are to be taught to our students. How are we dealing on this? Around 80% or more than 1.5 billion of the world's students are learning remotely, and teachers are on a steep curve when it comes to teaching academic curriculum online. Everyone is aware of the same because it has been happening now at a very comfortable zone. This paradigm shift was actually possible because of the resilience of the students, parents, and the teachers. It has become now an important factor, or a stage has come where it is needed for all schools across the globe to think how to teach social, emotional requirements in this digital classroom. More than ever, the mental health of our student is at risk with anxiety about the coronavirus rising and the children feeling isolated, disconnected, and definitely confused. Now, the question is, okay, curriculum is being taught. How do we teach these things on a virtual platform? Is it possible at all? I would say yes, and it is happening. But before we talk of all this, let us talk of wellness. We think of health and nutrition. Wellness is physical activity. Wellness in general is emotional and psychological needs. From stress of individual behavior, we can say that wellness has got 7 dimensions. It can be spiritual, physical, emotional, career, intellectual, environmental, and social wellness. Neglect of any has an adverse effect on the overall health of the students, and that cannot happen. The question is, are this happening possibly in the virtual mode? I would once again say, definitely it is happening. Firstly, we need to accept that today's students are growing up as digital natives and are adepts at to this online learning. So online learning is actually not a worry for them at all, except the factors which we need to think about is what they are missing while they are in school. COVID has made it possible even for seniors to actively use technology in the teaching methodology. And such platforms are quite common for our little children, even for the teenagers. We can say that children have become more disciplined now. That's what parents also come and tell us. that they are understanding the responsibility. The teacher is no more in the class to tell them what is wrong, what is right. And they are understanding that how much wellness is a must in a in the regular life process. These days, young people are proactively using technology platforms to understand their lessons and improve their own well being, not only through regular classes, but also via chat rooms, well being apps, social media, support groups, online psychological forums, and many other online courses. Everyone is understanding the importance of self discipline. Parents often come and tell us, and they appreciate that initially they used to stop children using the mobiles and the laptops. Now they are giving it to them because every possible aspect of their growth is taken care of by the teaching faculty. The content of all these lessons oblique, as I said, that they are going through different forums, is basically to cover the empathy, to talk to the students about their mindfulness, the acceptance, the commitment, the cognitive behavior, the training, the sleep hygiene, the impulse control, even the communication, because now we are indoors, communication is something which is very important. I think that is something which is missing, and we encourage children to do that. Cooperation, the emotional regulation also needs to be taken care of. The basic purpose of all these is to reduce the depression and lower the anxiety and solve their sleeping problems also, which leads to a life satisfaction. If this is taught, there's a satisfaction in life, and that is what is required. We need to teach our children that success is not everything, even failure should be part of their life journey. We talk of better psychological well beings, I can say. We talk of positive relationships. We talk of social satisfaction. That is something very much, because as an individual, it is fine. You're doing the best. But with many, when it comes to a platform where many children are talking, where many children are taking part in the group activity, how do you deal with? So, keeping oneself, in a nutshell, physically fit and having good food habit is very important to keep a balance in their life, which is definitely responsible for emotional wellness too. Wellness and value education, oblique life skill, whatever we may call, it is just part of each other, and it is a part of everyday lesson. No single class, oblique no single book, oblique no single slot can teach this. It has to be a culture which needs to be created both at home and in school. And I think the virtual mode is just a platform where the teacher is using. It is how the delivery is done. It is what justice the teacher is doing when it comes to giving lesson to the children in front, sitting in front of them. Whether it is a virtual mode or it is a classroom, it does not really matter. So this becomes very much part of our education system. Now, when we talk of wellness, we're talking of only students. But is it that only students' wellness needs to be thought of? I would say no, because even teachers' wellness has to be linked with it, because teachers' physical health, her stability has direct link oblique direct repercussion to the emotions oblique the delivery of the lessons in the class. Failing to address the mental health needs of teachers will affect their ability to address the critical needs among students. Teachers' wellness has been linked not only to the physical health of the teacher, but the stability in the school and also the teaching effectiveness. So we need to take care of both the students and the teachers' wellness and the health. When we talk of value education, this is very much part of it. It has always been there. However, the new education policy has given ample scope for these institutions, for the teachers to take care of the wellness, the health consciousness, and of course, value education, which was always there, but now there is more emphasis on the creativity of the teachers. Individuals in a society should be systematically trained on value education so that they can appreciate values such as love, respect, tolerance, honesty. We have to accept that there has been a crucial increase in the acts of violence, distrust, and bad habits, lack of love, lack of respect, intolerance throughout the world. So, as parents and as teachers, we need to be an example to our children. Mere teaching is not enough. Children watch every action of their seniors. So, through our actions, through our everyday deeds, we need to teach our children what is right, what is wrong. Decrease of human values within the social structure poses a serious threat for our future generation. Therefore, relevant precautions should be immediately taken care of, so in the through the education system, through the upbringing, that the goals of raising effective and responsible citizens is achieved. So when we talk of value education, we can say that value education should be systematically administered through elaborate plans. It is not, absolutely not, a one day scenario. In order to establish a society in which all individuals are good citizens, that importance is to be taken care of. It's a continuous process. It is not a one day process, it's a continuous one. It starts from the kindergarten stage, from the early years to the time the children are responsible enough to take their own decisions. It's a continuous process that has to be kept in mind, and on a regular basis we need to do the needful. Children should be encircled, the child should be encircled in such a manner that the child sees and learns every day. So, value education includes actually the character building and the moral development. It can be religious training, it can be spiritual movement, it can be citizenship. Training of personal, social, and cultural development comes into both, that is, wellness and, of course, value education. So, being a good citizen is something which is to be taught to every child. It is a sad state that not much importance is given to this aspect. So we need to ensure that every day we need to keep this in mind, that this becomes part of our education system, and we take the children along with us by remembering that same thing that we have to imply to ourselves too. So, value based education instills educational culture and values among students and aims at achieving the multifaceted development of a human being. Namely, as I said initially, it has to be intellectual, it has to be physical, spiritual, and of course, ethical, because the values incorporated through this value based curriculum, it will definitely teach children to be more cooperative, to be more responsible, and therefore to be more happy, because happiness is something which needs to be part of our life. Unless and until we are happy, we will not be able to keep good health, and we will not be able to produce good results. So the happiness quotient, the happy classroom, is something that the teacher has to keep in mind, and this will be having positively a definite impact when it is seen amongst all seniors, be it parents, be it siblings, everywhere. So there has to be unity, there has to be peace, there has to be respect for each other, love for each other, and of course, tolerance for each other. We need to be honest, we need to encourage children to express themselves in a positive manner. And not only that, the moment we appreciate, the moment we respect the children, we make them very clear that they are on the right track and they can follow that even later. The main purpose of holistic education is to prepare students to meet the challenges of living, both for academics and, of course, the non academic portion. Uh, that provides the complete education of body, mind, and soul. So, as a teacher, it is a responsibility of the education institutions, oblique the guides, that we ensure the child grows in an atmosphere which is safe, which is happy, and of course, with only positivity. Therefore, our expression, our body language should be such that we appreciate and respond to the present generation, to the youngsters, because today what we teach them will make them tomorrow's better citizens. Often we say that such and such child is a naughty child, oblique so and so a gentleman has not been very positive. So down the line, I feel that it is not the grown up or like the man who's not so good, or the child who's not so good is responsible. It is actually somewhere down the line a teacher, a mother, or a parent or a guide who has not done justice, and therefore this is what has happened to the child. Therefore we need to understand that to create good citizens, it is, let us take it as our responsibility and let us do justice to it. And I'll once again tell you that these things are happening in school because we are nowhere behind, because it's a virtual mode. As I said, virtual mode is just a platform. It is whether the teacher is in a class or is in front of a laptop, that really doesn't matter. It is how she delivers or how he delivers the lesson. So the assessment is how much the child has understood. That is something which is happening, be it the curriculum, be it the wellness, the health, or taking care of the values. That we are doing full justice to all these things that is required for the children to learn. That is all that I have to say, and I think we have generally dealt with things which are known to all. It is just a recapitulation of what we are doing. However, if anyone has any questions or anything to say, any comment, you can just give me your doubts or like your clarification. I'm there to answer today live, or maybe I can come back to you, get back, and give you the answers to all your queries. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Abhivira, for doing such wonderful job. And I thank all my friends who are there with me live. Uh, all my messages: be safe, take care, follow all precautionary measures, and ensure that you are safe, your near ones are safe. Thank you. Namaskar and Jai Hind.